Hi everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. I hope you're all well. Tonight I'm going to be doing my review for the 2020 NRL Grand Final. It was between Penrith and Melbourne, and Melbourne won the match 26 points to 20 in front of about 38,000 fans at ENZ Stadium. So anyway, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the match. I'm going to go through some of the moments, give you my opinion on it. And before I get into the video, if you haven't already subscribed and you like some of the previous videos I've done, then make sure that you click that subscribe button. I've noticed that in my analytics that about 67% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you could subscribe if you're enjoying the channel, then that would be muchly appreciated. I need all the help I can get as an independent YouTuber. I don't have many connections, I don't have money and all that key, but to get followers and to get a big following, so I'm just using my own hard graft and just getting my videos and my message out there and my channel. Instagram's going well, Facebook's going well, but YouTube is a really tough market, so if you could help me out, that'd be great. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the month. Anyways, getting back to this video, Penrith kicked off. For some reason, Jerome Hughes let the ball bounce. Penrith got the ball back. And then in the 4th minute, the first big moment I'm going to talk about, Melbourne get a penalty try. I don't think it was a penalty try. I don't even think it was a fucking try. Oldham drops the ball. And Tyrone Mee, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You got this big fucking human being running at you. You're supposed to just go, oh, just go past me. Of course you're going to try to throw everything that you got at the player, and he managed to get his leg there. Apparently they ruled that you're not allowed to do that, you're not allowed to put your leg there, and Melbourne get a penalty try out of it. It's a bit of a joke as fucking far as I'm concerned. Like, I've seen many players through the years do that, where they throw their legs or they throw things at the opposition that are trying to score. Billy Slater was the master of it. He used to throw his legs in there. He used to do a baseball slide like he was playing for the New York Yankees. Jared Heane used to do it, but I guess when you're playing against Melbourne and you do it, you're not allowed to do it. So penalty try in Melbourne. And then down the other end of the field, Josh Mansour, he scores in the corner. A pretty well-weighted move, I thought. Once again, no try. For some reason, they claimed that Brenko Lee was impeded, even though he tackled Crichton. He went for Crichton. They said that some bollocks about it being on the inside shoulder. So Mansour gets denied a try. And then Melbourne get two dubious penalty goals. The first one was Melbourne lose the ball, and then they ruled that because Kickow was in front of another Penrith player that it's a penalty. So there's a penalty there. And then the next one was Brandon Smith runs 100 miles an hour and passes the ball, and because James Fisher-Harris hits him, they go, he was hit late and it's a penalty. I mean, what are you supposed to fucking do when you got someone like Brandon Smith running at you 100 miles an hour and then passing? And you're just supposed to go, oh, just run past me. Of course you have to make some sort of contact. I don't think that the contact with Brandon Smith hitting Fisher-Harris was late. I've seen way later than that, and there's been no penalty for it. And yet they got the fucking penalty for it. 10-0 to Melbourne it was. And then Penrith got some ball down the other end of the field. They got a couple of sets together. And then Nathan Cleary, I don't know what was going through his fucking head, but he threw a pass that was never on. It was never on, this pass. He threw it. He wasn't even looking, I think, where he threw it. And then Vunivalu takes the intercept. And of course you're not going to catch Vunivalu when he's in space. So that made it 16 now to fucking Melbourne. That pass was just never on from Cleary. And then towards the end of the half, Kickow gets the ball from a Melbourne mistake, throws it to Stephen Crichton, and then they go knock on to Penrith. When they looked at the replay, even Ree Warren, Johns, Gould, all of the people on the panel, Fittler, everyone said that when Kickow threw the ball, it come off a Melbourne player and went forward to Crichton. But for some reason the referees didn't pick up on that, and it was deemed a knock on by Viliami Kickow. And in the resulting set, or sets. I think there was 2 sets before half time. Melbourne scored and make it 22-0. Cameron Smith scores right underneath the post. Now this is another daft play by Penrith. There was 5 seconds to go in the first half, 5 fucking seconds. And Coruscant, he didn't have to play at the ball. I don't know what possessed him to play at the ball, but he fucking plays at the ball, knocks it down, and Cameron Smith picks it up. If you look at the replay, there was 3 players in front of the goal. Cameron Smith had no intention of going on his own. He had the intention of passing it to, I think it was Finucane, that was right in front of the goalpost. And I'm pretty sure if 3 Penrith players would have held Finucane out, that would have been half time 16-0. Unfortunately, Penrith go in at 22-0 down half time, and it was going to take an almighty comeback to get back into this game. Now, for Penrith to win this game, they had to be the face of score in the second half. They didn't do that. Pappenhausen scored off it was like someone off the training ground. He just got the ball from the scrum and run through Tyrone Mee and Cleary. Very poor communication and defence there. Tyrone Mee, I'd see, he was more to blame. And then Ivan Cleary, he said, well, after that happened, he went, fucking right you, off the field. And then he brought Needham on. And then after that, Brian Toto scores. Now, this come off a play which I thought it wasn't a try. I don't think it was a try. But when you look at all the bad luck and all the calls that went against Penrith in the first half, I mean, Penrith got nothing went right for Penrith in that first half. Fucking nothing. I think the only thing that went right for them in that first half was the kickoff. That was it. Everything else went Melbourne's way. All the 50-50 calls, all the decisions, all went Melbourne's way. Penrith got fucking knout. Now, going back to the match, so they put Needham on, and then Brian Toto scores. And when I saw that, I went, well, it wasn't a try, but the way that the game's gone, Penrith needs some sort of luck to get back into this game, because it's just been non-stop fucking, all the decisions just went against them. And then Crichton scores. Stephen Crichton scores. Now, in the first half, he was held up over the line, and I noticed whenever they went to that side of the field, because I always thought throughout the year that Brenko Lee and that side of the field, that was the weak link for Melbourne. If you went to the other side of the field, the defence was all right. If you went to the left-hand side and you attacked Brenko Lee, that's where you could get points. And the Crichton scored a good try. He stepped around Brenko Lee to get that. And then Jerome Hughes gets sin bin. Now, this one's 50-50. But one thing that they didn't even speak about was Kaufusi. Kaufusi stuck his leg out and tried to kick out, and that got totally missed by everyone. You can clearly see it. If you go back and watch the game now, he sticks his fucking leg out. So Hughes got sin bins, and then Josh Mansour scores. Now, I was happy for Josh Mansour because he got denied a perfectly good try in the first half, and he scores a try. Now, for the last 10 minutes of the game, Penrith were coming back into this match. They were coming back strong. Melbourne only scored 4 points in that whole second half through Pappenhausen. So they were just going out one-out plays. They were trying to wind down the clock. Vunivalu was trying to pretend like he was hurt again. All that keeper. And then Brandon Smith deliberately gets himself sent to the sin bin by doing a professional foul. Now, some other people have commented saying that what Josh Mansour did was disgraceful, disgusting. But if you look back on the replay, when Brandon Smith's going from the field, he actually stops before he gets to the sideline, which means that the game can't continue. So Mansour went, fucking how are you? Fucking get off the field. Just pushed him. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And then Nathan Cleary, who had been quiet for, I'd say, about 60 minutes of the match, he had to come up with something to make up for that horrible intercept pass that he threw. And he scored a lovely solo try to make it 26 points to 20. He refused to kick a goal, and then there was about 5 seconds left, and it was just too late for Penrith. Now, watching the last, you can see 20 minutes of that game, I went, this game's got a 2001 Parramatta vibe to it, or a 2009 Parramatta vibe to it. This grand final was eerily similar to both of those, where both of those sides went into the game with really good form. They just, the first half just let them down, and then the second half they outscore the opposition, but they just run out of time, because that's what simply happened today. Like, I reckon if the game would have gone for another 5 or 10 minutes, I think Penrith could have won this game. But because rugby league's an 80-minute game and it's not like football where it's 90 minutes, they just run out of time. Because they outscored Melbourne 20 points to 4 in that second half. They did well to come back into that game. Now, when you actually look at the stats of the game was actually quite even. The stats, most of the stats were 50-50. But the big one, the one that I found the most was the errors. Penrith made 18 errors as opposed to Melbourne's 12. Now, going into the Penrith season, I'm not going to do a season review like I did for other clubs because I'm just going to see it here and now. I'm declaring Penrith season a failure. I think, as I said in my prediction video, I said they had to get off to a good start to beat Melbourne. They didn't fucking do that. Now, they won 17 matches in a row, and if you're going to win 17 matches in a row, you have to go on with it. You have to win that premiership, and they didn't do it. And this season that they've had, it reminds me a lot of the 2001 Parramatta side. They were so dominant throughout the entire year. They get to the grand final, and it's just one bad act of football that lets them down. Just one bad act of football. And it boils me piss, like. It just really fucking annoys me that they had a golden chance to win their third premiership today, and they didn't do it. They fucked up majorly in the first half. They did some daft things on the field. They did some things that they shouldn't have done, and I think in some ways they pretty much gave Melbourne the premiership on a platter. Now, throughout towards the back end of the game, you had Andrew Johnson. They were sucking off Melbourne. They were down on their knees, saying, "Oh, what a club and how dominant and all this shit." And especially in that game. But I've watched every single grand final since 1993, and I've watched 4 of Melbourne's premiership victories. Unfortunately, I've had to sit through them, and I'd see that this particular premiership victory that they had today, I'd rank it as the 3rd best. I think that their best ever performance in a grand final, in which they won, was 2017, followed by 2012. I don't think that they played so well today. When you look at how they scored the tries, the first one was off a penalty try, which I don't think it was a penalty try. The second try was off an intercept. The third one was off a knockdown with just an opportunist pick up. And then the last one was the only try from play that didn't need to go to the video and didn't need any help from Penrith to get it done. And they didn't really do anything where you went, wow, this team's just a cut above, a class above. I think in some ways, the way that Penrith played today, it kind of just went, here's the premiership. We don't want to win it. We're just going to give it to you on a silver platter. And that goes into another thing. I think after Brent Needham come on the field, I thought to myself, why the fuck wasn't he on there from the beginning? Because Tyrone Meade did fuck all in this game. As soon as Needham come on the field, he made a couple of half breaks. He did a couple of good passes. He looked dangerous. He actually troubled the Melbourne defence on that the side where Addo Carr and all that keeper were. Meade did not. He did fuck all. Brent Needham, he had a good game. He had a good 20-30 minutes spell. I think from the Penrith players that I watched today, definitely Stephen Crichton had a good match. Jerome Luai, Apasai Coruscant, Isaiah Yeo had a good game, but I think for the players that really let the team down, that Moses Leota, he had a fucking shite game. He lost the ball about 3 or 4 times in really key moments. Zane Teravano didn't do much. Tyrone Meade, as I just touched on. Martin, he did not. And Nathan Cleary, he had a good end of the game, a good 20-minute spell towards the end, but before that he was shocking, I think, to be fair. It just fucking boils me piss, man. I'm just really fucking, I'm not happy at all. Penrith had a golden chance to win the game. I'm not happy that Melbourne won. I can't stand the fucking cunts. It's just, I really thought that Penrith were gonna be up for this game today. They come into the game, they didn't look nervous. I saw them in the dressing room. They were all smiling, joking. They didn't look nervous throughout the whole match, but I think they just made some silly errors. They tried to push passes and they tried to do stuff that they hadn't done throughout the year, and they went away from their game plan. And it's just really fucking frustrating. But I thought I'd do this review anyway. I thought it'd be good for me mental health just to get it out there and to get all my frustration out. But anyways, that's me review for the 2020 NRL Grand Final. That's me thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you want to do so, make sure you click that subscribe button so you get all my latest videos that I'm doing. And anyways, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to drown my sorrows and fuck Melbourne.